Who do you think the most overrated MLB players are right now? It's probably your favorite player. Maybe you even have their jersey in your closet or their poster on your wall. Well, according to expert analysis and statistics, here are some of the most overrated MLB players right now. Many believe that Marcus Semien signing for the Texas Rangers was a complete ripoff. Since he started playing Major League Baseball in 2013, he's seen some highs and lows, just like any player. You can't ignore his Silver Slugger and Gold Glove awards, or the fact that he's been called to an All-Star game and made it into the All-MLB First Team in 2021. But do all these records mean that he's not overrated? Well, these are the facts. When Semien first came into the league through the Chicago White Sox, he wasn't considered the best prospect in the league, but he made some improvements along the way, especially after moving to Oakland to join the Athletics. Then things got even better for him when he signed an $18 million deal with the Toronto Blue Jays in 2021. His performance skyrocketed into MVP standard. The shortstop impressed the league so much that he got his first ever All-Star call. After the All-Star break, he broke the record for most home runs in a season by a primary second baseman with his 45 home runs. Then he ended the season leading the league in extra base hits with 86, and he was also third in the American League MVP poll. Many managers and teams across the league were eager to get him on their roster, but the Rangers succeeded in pulling him to Texas by seducing him with a 7-year deal worth a whopping $175 million. But what happened next got everyone biting their nails. He homered only 26 times, had a batting average of .248, and dropped from 102 RBIs last season to 86. However, he still managed to lead the league in plate appearances and at-bats with 724 and 657 respectively. But not living up to his contract still begs a lot of questions, just like Kyle Schwarber's case. In 2022, Kyle signed a 4-year deal with the Phillies that was worth $79 million. This was someone whose only major record was in 2016 championship title with the Chicago Cubs and an All-Star appearance in 2021. Aside from these, he was just another average player. In fact, in 2021 alone, he was tossed about between 3 teams. The Cubs let him go in January. The Washington Nationals signed him to a 1-year deal before trading him to the Boston Red Sox for a minor league pitcher. So the question then became, if Kyle was as good as they say, why are teams not holding on to him? Well, as it turned out, when the Phillies were in desperate need of someone to cover their left field, Bryce Harper named Kyle, Chris Brown, and Nick Castellanos as possible matches. Harper is not the spokesperson or scout of the Phillies, but being the best player on the team means that his opinion matters. So the Phillies got both Nick and Kyle. By many standards, the move for Kyle was good. At the end of the 2022 season, he had 94 RBIs, a batting average of .218, 46 home runs, struck out 200 times, was called to the All-Star games, won the Silver Slugger Award, and was the National League home run leader. So you might be asking, with all that he had pulled off, why the heck is he still on this list? You tell us. Does having all these records for the first time in his career at 29 years of age make him worth all the hype he's been getting? Let us know in the comments section. Well, Odor is currently a free agent, so any takers? Nicknamed Rui, the second baseman was highly ranked as a prospect coming into the MLB, made headlines, and wasn't just because he started a brutal brawl in the minor league that resulted in 51 fines and 6 suspensions, but he was actually good. The future looked bright for him. When he was promoted to the Major League by the Texas Rangers in 2014, he showed some promise. He recorded 39 runs, 48 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, 9 home runs, and a batting average of .259. But in the following year, he struggled terribly, hitting .144 with just 1 home run. After a poor season, he went into the 2016 season hoping to improve his game, but made headlines instead when he started yet another brawl by punching Jose Bautista in the face. But he also finished the year better than the last with a batting average of .271, RBIs of 88, and 33 home runs. Then the Rangers appreciated him with a contract extension worth $49 million for 6 years. But a year later, they let him go in 2021. New York Yankees were on the receiving end of the Rangers trade, but they released him in November of that same year. The Baltimore Orioles then gave him a home, but he gave them a negative WAR, so they kicked him out, and now he's in search of a new home. This next player still has a home, but with the way he's talked about, there are many who think he shouldn't get all that hype. We talk of Matt Olson. Matt Olson was a golden kid growing up. When he played first base for Parkview High School in Georgia, he pitched his team to back-to-back championships in 2011 and 2012. After finishing high school with a batting average of .431 and holding the record for most wins and RBIs, his jersey number 21 was retired. Now, you can still see traces of that talent that impressed scouts. He is a good player, but do you think he is great? He started with the Oakland Athletics as a highly sought-after prospect and has so far had 2 Gold Glove awards, 3 Fielding Bible awards, and an All-Star appearance, and that's just about it. After impressing the Athletics, the Atlanta Braves gave up 4 players for his signature. The trade wasn't enough, as the next day he signed a contract extension for 8 years that cost $168 million. This was the largest contract extension in the history of the team. Now, when the Braves signed him, they were looking to bolster their offense, but his batting average has been unacceptable, .247. By having that kind of contract, the Braves surely expect more than he's offering. Just like the Toronto Blue Jays expected more from Matt Chapman this year. You might be wondering why Matt Chapman is here even when he has 3 Gold Glove awards under his belt. And not to forget the 2 Platinum Gloves, 2 Fielding Bible awards, and a Wilson Defensive Player Award that he also has. Oh, and yes, let's not forget that 1 All-Star appearance that the third baseman made in 2019. That said, his career batting average is .240. He's been struggling with his batting all his career. From his minor league days till now, he's never reached a batting average of .300, and this may have something to do with his persistent injuries. Finally on the list is a player who's been decorated on 2 separate continents. Yu Darvish gets his face and name on the news like any superstar out there, but is he really worth all the hype? Darvish currently plays for the San Diego Padres, but he was once a star in Japan. Born in Osaka, Japan, he played in the Nippon Professional Baseball from 2005 to 2011 for the Hokkaido Nippon Hum Fighters. And while he was there, he won 2 Pacific MVP awards, a series championship, and many other top accolades. This made him highly recruited by the Major League Baseball teams. Before he came to America, many considered him to be the best Japanese player at the time. A lot of teams bidded for him, but the Texas Rangers won the bid, which was reportedly worth $51 million. But since he's been in the MLB, he hasn't really lived up to the expectations as far as his stats are concerned. He may have led the league consistently in strikeout rates at some point, but his impact is hardly felt in the team. He's played for the Rangers, the Chicago Cubs, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and currently the San Diego Padres. But so far, his major personal records can literally be counted with the fingers of one's hand. 5 All-Star appearances, 1 National League wins leader, 1 American League strikeout leader, and 1 All-MLB first-team honor. Many believe that his only great year since coming into the MLB was the 2013 season. Yet, he still gets big contracts like the 6-year extension worth $126 million that the Chicago Cubs signed him with. Anyway, do you think Yu Darvish and the other players on this list are actually overrated? If you enjoyed this video about the most overrated MLB players, check out the video on the screen now, or the one we posted below, because we're sure you'll like that one too. See you there.